Alright, welcome everybody to 5-Minute Reviews. You've seen my one other video so far on this Anzo, the Kershaw Fraxion, and I think it's a great knife. For me, EDC is all about lightweight. Most people aren't lumberjacks working out in the forest, you know, carrying 5-6 ounce blades, where most of us are working in an office or you know, indoors somewhere. But we want something we can carry with us everywhere we go. And this knife gets very close. It's a good knife. But I'm going to show you how you can turn this into a fantastic knife by making some simple modifications to the scales. Now, if you've ever held one of these, you'll know that it's very light. It has an attractive carbon fiber kind of facade over the G10 handle. It's a comfortable blade. But the defining characteristic of this knife is sharpness, not just in the blade but in the handle. And if you're messing with it for even just, you know, a minute, you're going to notice that it starts digging into your palm from the edges. Every single edge of this knife is rough, or excuse me, sharp. It's just sharp. Even the flipper's sharp. I have a little bit of a complaint about that, but it's not terrible. So I'm going to show you what I did with a simple file I used to file down the corners on the blade, and I'll show you how easy it is to do that, because I've got another edge I want to do that I think I missed, and I feel kind of rubbing against my hand. Alright, so here's a close-up. You can see the carbon fiber there, how it's kind of a facade over the G10. And every edge of this is just sharp, and it's not comfortable in your hand. But the good news is, with very little work, you can make this knife a very comfortable knife in your hand. My file here, my trusty file I got from Harbor Freight, I think for 10 bucks. I got a bunch of those, and I just used the smoothest one that came in the package. It's not real, you know, extremely rough, but you could use a sanding block. G10 actually is an old paint or sanding block I'd use in my basement, but G10 actually is fairly easy to sand as well. We'll show another video on some modifications I made to my Benchmade Bushcrafter, because the handles on it are a little bit rough too. So, but what I've noticed is that when I want to close the blade, I tend to put my finger under here to close it one-handed, and I had kind of rounded off this one particular edge there. You can see that actually I didn't do the best job. But G10, once it sands, it stays the same color. It's still black, so it's hardly noticeable unless you get the right angle on there. But I find that my skin, or my finger rubs against this corner here, so I'm going to file that down. And I'm not sure if it's going to work real well to do this in front of the camera, but let's see if I can just show you how easy this is to do. I'm just kind of going at like a 45-degree angle of or just an even angle off the 90-degree angle there. Now you'll find that when it does, yeah, I'm not watching this real close because I'm trying to do this under the camera, and so I'm not doing it real even. You can see I've kind of already messed up a little bit. But when G10, when it files or sands, it turns white. Don't be scared, that whiteness will rub away and wear off fairly quickly. I think I was just filing a little bit too hard when I made that little mistake right there, because you don't really need to round it up that much. I'm gonna rub it on my shirt here. You don't need to round it off that much to just make it that much more comfortable. Now you can see where I kind of refiled over the old one, and how it's kind of got a whiteness there, and that'll be there probably for a day or so, or even less if you just try working that out, because it comes out pretty quick. So any G10 handle you can do this with. And there I scratched my pocket clip there, but it's already much more comfortable. It's already much easier to use. It's going to be a lot easier on my finger, and it looks terrible right now, but I'm going to rub this out a little bit and show you what it looks like when it's kind of aged. Get that whiteness out there. Alright, so what I actually did is I used this sanding block to kind of even this out a little bit. Just wanted to show that to you. It actually kind of blended in some of the mistakes I made, and it's still got a little bit of whiteness because literally, I mean, I just rubbed this I wiped it down with a wet cloth for a minute, and so it'll probably take a day or so for that whiteness to disappear, but it does, as evidenced by the lack of whiteness on this side, where you can see that I've softened that edge, as well as these are the sharpest edges and they're most uncomfortable. Hope you can see that. Hope this is useful. I think this is a wonderful knife. Again, it's lightweight. It's a great little clip point and a great little knife. So hope that's helpful for you guys. Hopefully Kershaw sees this and fixes their design.